Wanna see what we did best. We have the recipe for success. We don't decide. Let's make some pictures tonight. You are the I'm sure you want me, guy. The world's like
Good morning, everyone. This is Renee Rentmeester. I'm creator and executive producer of the Cooking Without Looking TV show and podcast. And today we have a very special guest. And this is really interesting because he was like the mystery man on our Cooking Without Looking in our group. And we have the Cooking Without Looking TV show group on Facebook. And I'm like, who is this guy? He was cooking all this stuff and it looked really great and it looked like a lot of fun. And so I reached out to him and here he is for all of us to be revealed. His name is Chico Jackson. Chico, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being with us today. Well, first of all, how did you find our Facebook group?
Well, I have a friend that I met by the name of Goddess Johnson. I met 5 years ago at the National Blind Convention, and we've been friends for a long time. So she was telling me about. I was telling her about what I wanted to do on Facebook, as far as the what I do to cooking blindfolded. And she was telling me to to join the group, the podcast or whatever, and follow them because they do show a lot of recipes and different stuff. So I end up looking you guys up and following you on Facebook, and so I just started to just share my lives. So
Well, that was great. You know, it's funny because you did have the blindfold on, and first I'm thinking, well, is this guy really blind, or he just thinks that this is a group where we pretend it's blind? And then like I was like, no, we can't have someone doing that, But then when I reached out to you, I found out you are really blind. Tell us about your blind life.
well, uh, I actually have RP. And it's hereditary in my family. My dad, my sister, kind of cousins, uncles, aunts, all of us have it.
Oh my
Right.
God.
So
Retinitis pigmentosa for those of you guys who you didn't know what RP was. Go on. I'm sorry.
that's fine. And so, growing up, like I noticed changes in my vision at an early age. And it went, it progressed over the years, and got worse. And in my family, we from the South, we don't know a lot of medical stuff like that. So we just figured we couldn't see, you know. So none of us really accepted
Wow.
that we was blind. So eventually got to worse and worse until where I was not able to drive. And that's when it really like set in like, wait a minute, and that's when I decided to go to the Louisiana Center for the Blind, and that made me realize that it's not that I just can't see, I'm actually blind.
Well, how much do you see, Chico, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I have no peripheral vision. It's pretty much central. It's very blurred vision, and I have no nighttime vision.
So,
So,
did your family follow suit? Did they also go to the center?
actually, what it was funny because actually my sister called me one day, and she was like, "Hey, let's check out the Center for the Blind, and we could get training and stuff." And I'm like, this was before I realized I was blind. I'm like, man, I'm not doing that. I'm good. And I stayed around about 2 days, and I'm like, because my life once I stopped driving became absolutely boring. Like I'm just sitting around, not doing nothing, and I'm like, wait a minute, this cannot be my life. So I called her back, and I was like, let's check out the Center for the Blind, and it turned out to be the best decision of my life.
Yeah, because it sounds like you just accepted that you had to struggle to see. And then, how old were you when you actually did this?
I actually went to the Louisiana Center for the Blind in 2018. I stopped driving around 2017. So I would say probably like 7 years ago is when I realized, but I've been dealing with it way longer. Like I had to cheat to get my driver's license on the eye test because they wouldn't give me my
Oh
driver's license. But I'm like, I can't
no!
stop driving, so I had to
Oh
figure. I was getting tickets with no driver's license. Like, wait a minute, I got to figure something out. So I figured out a way to get my driver's license for a while. So
Oh my God! Weren't you nervous driving that way?
I was used to it. I made adjustments. Like I I actually was, I could say, training myself before I actually went to training. Like there's a lot of stuff that I trained myself that was kind of familiar when I went to training, as far as like crossing streets and stuff. Like I realized how the red light system worked, how the stop light, like how the stop signs work. What's coming, like if this traffic going, this and stuff. I kind of prepared myself before that because I knew that my vision was bad and I had to figure it out. I was trying to figure it out on my own. And it came to a point like my kids, I was driving with my kids
Oh
and
my God!
they knew all of the rules to the red lights. And one day I was just like, I can't not continue to put my kids through this. Like anything could happen. If I'm by myself, that's fine, but I couldn't put my kids' life in danger. So I just gave it up.
So what finally made you give it up? Just the thinking about something might happen, or something actually happened?
Just thinking about something might happen. Like my
Oh,
kids was young. They was 3, 4 years old and could tell you
oh.
all of the rules of the road.
Well, how much could you see when you were driving?
Like then I had glasses, so it was a little better. And then I stopped able to see red lights and green lights and stuff. And once I kind of couldn't really see those anymore, then the sunlight really bothered me. Like I used to wear my glasses and then put a pair of shades on top of them. Like it was ridiculous. I shouldn't have been doing that.
Wow.
Like I
Well,
was taking chances, but it was me not wanting to accept it.
sure, sure. And that would be all of us, It's like, oh man, I've got this figured out. I can do it by myself, not a problem. And then, but thankfully you stopped driving before anything really did happen.
Right. And and my kid, like I say, my kids was young, and in 2017, 18, when I went to the blind school, it was like they were still young. They hadn't reached junior high. So I'm like, I might as well go get this training now while they're young. So once they get older, have what I need to make sure that I'm able to take care of them.
That's great. How have they progressed since they were so young, and now they're probably old enough to realize what's going on? How do you explain that to them?
They understand. They know. They see me like my kid. Like I use my training stuff so well. People people actually be like, even my daughter, she'll say, what you got that cane for? You don't need it. I'm like, yes, I do need it because like they see, like even when like I get on about cleaning their room or something, I go in their room, I'm like, look, you need to sweep, you need to do this. How you say you can't see? How you see this and that? I'm like, I was trained for this, so you can't get over on me. Like they try to play blind game and stuff, so but
Oh
I'm way smarter than
no.
them.
They're in that
It'd
age.
be
What do they
funny,
move
but
stuff on you?
oh yeah, well, no, they don't move stuff on me, but they'll try to say that they've done something that I asked them to do and don't be done it until I catch them. Like, nah, I know you ain't do it.
Crafty little ones, aren't they? Oh my
Yes, man.
gosh. Well, okay, so then did your sister and any other member of your family go to the school to better their ability to work with blindness?
My sister actually went, and I have a cousin that I've tried to get to go on many occasions, but I hope one day that he really decides to go and understand how much more it'll be beneficial to his life. So I just hope one day he go. I tried to get him to go when I went, but he just he don't really want to accept it. I guess once he accepted it and he'll realize the decision that he made would be the best he ever made in his life.
Oh my God, yes. And so do you still go there on and off, or what do you do now?
No, I went to I'll go to a national convention. I went 2 years ago when it was in New Orleans. I tried to go when it was in Houston, but I wasn't able to make it. I tried to go in Vegas, but I didn't make that one either. But I usually, try to make some of the conventions just to kind of keep up with the technology and the new stuff that they have going on.
That's great. What piece of technology works the best for you?
Voiceover.
What was that?
Voiceover. Like my
Oh,
biggest thing is reading.
right.
So voiceover helps me a lot, and like that's what I use the most. I'm blessed to say that I really need to get back on practicing my braille, because I've
Oh,
got
yeah.
away from it. Um,
You even learned Braille.
but
That's probably the hardest part of the whole thing.
right, it was. So, I need to really get back on that because I think that's what I need a lot more. So, the technologies with the computer, the JAWS and stuff like that, that's helps out a lot with the way the world is moving these days.
I know, I know. Yeah, it seems like when technology and the internet, it opened up the whole new world for people who are blind or visually impaired, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it.
Well, yeah. Well, um, let me get into this then. You sent over a recipe that when I was writing it up for the Cooking Without Looking TV show recipe of the day, I thought, wow, this is great. Because sometimes you get stuck in using the same old recipes. But
Mhm.
this, it was like I could taste it in my mind. It was so refreshing. Tell us about your recipe.
Okay. The recipe is a strawberry delight. Can I say one thing before I get into the recipe?
Of course.
Okay, because I want to explain to people, like, okay, about me cooking blindfolded, because I wanted to touch on that. Because
Yeah,
I
I
have a lot
love
of
it.
questions about that. I just want to say how that came about. Okay, coming up, I was always teased, but that was called the dozens. Yeah, I ain't gonna say teased, but we used to joke on each other. And
Sure.
I was always called Blind Melly Jelly, which was a musical dude back in the day, and you
Right.
see it on Fred Sanford and stuff. And I also was a fan of Rick James, who had the song Bad Mama Jamma. So
Right.
where I'm from, you used to hear people say, like, they see a nice car or something, they be like, oh, that's a Bad Mama Jamma, or this and that. So over the years, and then once I started cooking the way that I cook, and I started doing boils and seafood boils and stuff, that's what I really like to do. I just came up with the concept because people kept, saying with this and that. So I said I was gonna call them because I was telling my friend that I was gonna start cooking on Facebook blindfolded, and I was gonna call myself Blind Mama Jamma. And she was like, "Man, you crazy? What?" I'm like, "Yes, because in the whole character thing is to motivate people and show people, because a lot of visually impaired and blind people have a problem with the kitchen. They're so afraid of this kitchen. They're scared of knives. They're scared of heat. They're scared of grease. They're scared of that stuff. And not only that, I want to show them about not being afraid of cooking, but I also do other stuff like I've made hog sausage. I've cut up a hog. I've cleaned fish. I've exercised. Like, it's just about getting out and not being afraid to do things, because you're still human. Everything still works. You still have a sense of mind. You should not, it's just to motivate people and let them know that you can still live your life even though you're visually impaired. And I just want people to watch my podcast. And it's just a lot of cooking, but I'm not podcast, but my live. Um, so that just to motivate and inspire somebody, because there's a lot of people that know somebody that's visually impaired and they be like, oh, they don't do nothing. I want them to see that, hey, to try to explain that you could do it. You could do it. Like, you don't have to be afraid. You just have to put your mind to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my lives are about. And I call it Jammer time. So just, you ain't no telling what you might see on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm planning
Well,
some stuff.
I
I
don't
just
want to
want
see the
to
bunny one.
move. The bunny.
I don't want to see you cooking rabbit. You can do it, but I just won't be watching that one. I've watched all your other ones.
Oh, I did that one the other day.
Oh
Yeah, but I thanks for giving me that opportunity to say that. But back to the recipe. It's a recipe I got from my mom. She made this one holiday. It's called Strawberry Delight. She made it one holiday, and I'm just like, my whole family was like, the whole neighborhood was like, man, when your mama making some of that, and mom, you gonna make that. And my mom was the type of one where cooking has always been my passion, and it comes from her. She's like, if you want to know if you want it, you need to learn how to make it, because I ain't gonna be able to make it for you all the time. So I got the recipe from her.
oh,
Um,
that's cool. Is she still with us?
yeah, she is. She is. She's
Oh,
doing
that's
good.
great.
Um, so you want me to tell you how I like to put it together?
Yeah. Well, give us the ingredients and the amounts and everything, and then tell us how you prepare it. Sure.
Okay, you would need like two of the plastic containers of strawberries, one pack of strawberry glaze. Walmart is usually the place where I could find that. It's usually hidden in the cooler section somewhere, so you have to like kind of ask for that. Um, and you need one can of condensed milk, one block of cream. I use Philadelphia cream cheese. You can use whatever you want. A lemon, a tablespoon or teaspoon of vanilla, whichever, however much you like. You flavor it to your taste. 1 16-ounce container of Cool Whip, and 2 to 3 packs of cookies. It depends on how much cookies you like. And when I say cookies, I'm speaking of vanilla wafers. I usually use the Jack's kind, but I think Jack's is now out of business. They were the best. But now Walmart has a brand that you can use that's real good. I don't prefer the Nellas. They get soft too quick, but it's your choice. It's your meat dish. You choose what ingredients you want.
Sure.
Um, and to pair is very easy. It's very simple. Anybody could do it. All you need is a hand mixer and a knife and a spoon. So what you do is you take your strawberries, you clean them real good. And I usually put them in a container of water, add a little vinegar, a little baking soda, let them sit for a few minutes, and you get all the insects and pesticides off. And then you just drain that water, rewash them off again. You cut the green stem off of it, and then you just slice your strawberries up long ways in a bowl or container or something. You cut those up, and then you take your strawberry glaze and you mix the strawberries up. And what I usually do is put those in the refrigerator, and while I mix my other stuff. And then you take down your cream cheese. You want to have it softened because you're gonna mix it, and it makes it mix way smoother. You take your cream cheese, you put your can of condensed milk in it. You squeeze you one lemon. Well, no, put your little vanilla in first, and you blend those. Blend those three ingredients till they're real creamy. Then you squeeze your. After that, it's real creamy. You squeeze one lemon juice in it. Mix it again. You want it to be creamy. Then you just take the Cool Whip and you put it in the mixer and you fold the Cool Whip in. You don't mix it with the mixer. You fold it in with a spatula or a spoon or whatever you have. You just fold it in, mix it in, make sure everything is incorporated, and then you get your a pan. I don't know exactly what size pan, but just a nice size regular, say lasagna pan, just a regular size pan. But
Sure.
you want it to be kind of deep because it's going to be layers. It's going to be a little deeper than the normal. Um, and you layer a layer of cookies. You layer a layer of the Cool Whip mixture, and then you layer a layer of strawberries, and you repeat the process. You layer some cookies, layer some Cool Whip mixture, strawberries, and if you want to put a couple strawberries on the top, I mean, couple of cookies on the top, you can. You use how many cookies as you want to make, and that recipe will make a decent size container for the whole family.
Oh my God, that sounds wonderful. How many do you think that might be? Like 10 people or um
It'll
5?
feed at least no, it'll feed more than 5. It'll feed close to about 10 people.
Oh yeah.
It
And this
depends on how greedy they are. Because when they taste it, they're gonna want seconds. I
you'll,
guarantee.
you'll have to hide it.
You're right.
And this would be a great thing for like church things, church celebrations as well, right?
Right. Any holidays, any event that you're having family over, it's great for. It's great for just the family at home on a Sunday dinner because everybody's gonna love it. It won't last long. So I tell
You're
you,
back and
like
it's
it's great.
gone.
It's great for any occasion.
Oh my
If you
God.
need dessert, different, and it's not the usual same old desserts, that people get all the time.
Right,
And
right.
it looks pretty, so you know.
It is. It's really pretty. I put a picture out with it when I put our recipe out with it, and it is. It's really pretty. It's enticing just looking at it. And for some of you out there who think, well, you're blind, what do you care how it looks? Well, you're often preparing it to look good for the people who are not blind, correct?
Correct, correct, correct. Yes, it's correct. You know,
So are you going to the other did you say it was your cousin or your sister who was also going blind and she went to the Louisville place? Did she, are you gonna have her on one of your Bama Jammas?
she's my sister. I don't know. She lives in Atlanta. I
Oh,
live in Texas now. Um,
you could do
she's
Zoom.
right. Well, I haven't started like inviting people like that. Some people that come on just be people that be watching. I haven't started inviting. I haven't got that advanced with it yet. I'm still trying to build it up. It's something that I just came up with in the concept that I have. But I will like to get her in and because she can cook also, but she's actually a private, not a private, personal injury attorney in Atlanta. She's born in Atlanta, Louisiana, and Texas, and she's blind. She's legally blind also. She has some vision, but she suffered with RP too, like I do. She's actually starting her own law firm. Like she has a lot of stuff going on right now.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, you should tell her about our show and our podcast, and we'd love to have both of you on the show sometime cooking a brother and sister. And you know what it is today? It's Siblings Day. So, oh my God, that
Oh,
would be so
really?
perfect.
Okay, I'll talk to her. I spoke with her this morning. She had some stuff to do. I think she'll check it out. So yeah, I will.
Oh,
She
that's
has a lot of information. Like she's real. Like she's good.
that's really great. And what kind of tips would you give someone like yourself? Talk to your younger self now as you were going blind. What would you tell your younger self now?
To seek training as early as possible. Like it never hurts to try to educate yourself on different situations and things like that you go through, so you'll learn, so you'll know how to adapt and how to seek the proper training and stuff that you need to, and don't be hard-headed and make stupid decisions. Like accept what life brings to you. And it's different in everybody's life. Everybody have different things. So what the things that you can't change, don't worry about it. But the things you can, make the effort to do the best that you can, just live life.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't take your advice, you may end up with in your sister's office, the accident attorney.
Right. You got that right. You will. You will. Like, I mean, people just have to, I still go through depression and stuff, but you have to overcome that, and you have to understand your purpose and know, see the bigger picture of what's going on in life, and you just have to take those steps and move forward and try to, better yourself and better other people. So I just want to encourage people, man, just it's hard, but you just got to keep pushing, and
Oh,
don't let people talk you out of your dreams and telling you what you can and what you can't do. So, there's some I'm looking yeah, it's you just can't let people tell you what you can and can't do. So a lot of things that people say you can't do, you probably will see on Jammer Time.
well, tell us. I just laugh because I love the name. It just it tickles me. It's cute. Um, tell our listeners how they can reach out to you.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram. My social media is BM_Jammer, and on Facebook it's Blind Mama Jammer. Those are my two. I haven't made a YouTube channel yet. I made a TikTok, but I don't really be on TikTok as much. But that's the way that they can reach out to me. I also have I just started an LLC called In the Pots, where I boil seafood. I do catering. And those are the ways to reach me on social media.
Oh,
And
that's
I'm located
great.
in Central Texas.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I'm located in Central Texas.
Oh, okay. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking you were in Louisiana, but that's just where you went to school.
Right. I'm from Louisiana. I just moved out here this year.
Oh, okay. Okay. That sounds great. Well, again, thank you so much, Chico Jackson, for your time and your talent. We really enjoyed speaking with you. And if anyone wants the recipe for Chico Jackson's Strawberry Delight, which you will definitely want, go to our website at www.cookingwithoutlookingtv.wordpress.com. And we have a YouTube channel. It's a Cooking Without Looking TV show. We're on Facebook at the Cooking Without Looking TV show, and where I met Chico, our Facebook Cooking Without Looking TV show Facebook group, and join us. We've got lots of recipes and tips and people just like Chico who share of themselves and the wonderful art of cooking. Thank you so much, Chico.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be on.
Oh, thank you for being here. And thank you for helping us change the way we see blindness.
Thank you.
Wanna see what we do best. We have the recipe for success. We don't decide. Let's make some picnic tonight. You want it. Show you what we got. It's like tonight. What's